Well, Donald Trump had been out there in 2018 and even during the campaign talking about how they mismanaged their forests and their water resources. And he pointed out multiple times that, in Northern California, you have high mountain ranges with snowpack that melts every year, and they've been running that water out into the Pacific Ocean rather than preserving that water and transporting it to the southern part of the state to fill reservoirs, which are largely dry. They ran out of water in the first few hours of this fire. They have a water czar in LA making $750,000 a year, and she knew the reservoirs were empty. Now, I'm going to play a clip of her in my argument segment, my monologue in just a little bit, and it's pretty shocking. But this is mismanagement at the state level and at the local level. And now they're saying the federal government has to come in. But what are you going to do? Write them a blank check and say, go ahead and keep funding your DEI programs?
You don't want to encourage bad behavior or reward bad behavior. And you don't forget also a lot of the water coming into Southern California is diverted from the Colorado River. And you were spot on talking about all the water that's available in California because of the mountains and the snowpack. But California refuses to build more reservoirs. There's been projects approved to create more storage volume, even to raise Shasta Dam, which was built to be greatly increased from its current height. There are things you can do with the extra water that's available in California that the other Western states don't have that luxury. Yet the state of California and the environmental groups out there continue to prevent the wise usage of those resources. And a lot of the 50% of the water in California gets diverted for environmental reasons. And also don't forget the Central Valley of California, which is the nation's food basket, relies on that water to irrigate crops and to produce most of the fruits and the vegetables that are grown in our country.
How is it not environmental, though, to take water that you have naturally occurring and then move it to where you might need it to? I mean, you want to talk about putting pollutants in the air and carbon emissions and all the entire city and building materials burning to the ground probably did more environmental damage than any SUV that you and I might own. I mean, all the cars in the world aren't going to create that kind of an environmental catastrophe. They had and they could have prepared for this. What you're talking about is 10 years ago under Governor Jerry Brown, voters approved a $7.5 billion program that would have created more containment facilities for water from the north brought down to the south and stored just for this type of event.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago, the fires in California in one fire season emitted more carbon than all the carbon reduction matters that California's ever undertaken. So you're getting these massive fires that are doing all this damage, and it's even undermining the same goal that they're saying they're, quote, protecting the forest fire or the forest from, and that's to make the atmosphere have less carbon in it. So there's no place where an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, more so than with forests and keeping them healthy, keeping them vibrant. It also not only helps protect the air quality, it does tremendous things for water quality and being able to produce that clean water that's needed for the areas that don't have enough water. The thing we're getting ready to see after these fires are out and the rains start, you're going to see massive mudslides, you're going to see erosion and damage done to the watershed as well.